Hi guys, we're back with Reggie. So what we're doing is working the pager into the behavior of down, because I need to be able to use that pager to cue that behavior. Not stand around saying he knows what down is. I now have something that's called demonstratable training. There's a difference between that and training in people's head of, a laundry list. Am I wrong? Somewhere they'll call here and the dog does a list of things. So I mean, this dog's ready to put Lassie out of business. But yet, they can't get it. So you've got to, we've got to think in terms of demonstratable training. So in order to be demonstratable, we've got to have that consistent cue of the pager. And I will tell you, it's going well. What I've got to be able to say to myself, and I can already pull him in my direction. I now need to be able to have the pushing effect with the pager. So, and with the nick too, girl. With this dog, we're using a lot of nick really on the recall, so it's kind of balanced out with this too, because it's really just the opposite. It's the bizarro world, like on Seinfeld. So I want to let him, and the reason he's not running over there now, he's thinking about it, is he knows that he's waiting for the cue from me, and I want to be really concise. In your place, down, oh, wonderful. All right, so now what I'm committed to is making him stay there with the collar. Down. You wonder. Oh, you wonder. And I will tell you, you can do it without the wonder part. But if you don't have a scale of praise from he understands that too. Good, all the way. You're never going to be able to train a dog. It will be method failure. Good. You precious. No, down. Good. Precious. You precious. And I've got my finger on the neck. And I'm going to tell you what I need from the dog. And it is a battle of attrition, because he was not taught initially to go over on that hip. Oh, you precious boy. Precious. Anyway, our new thing that I've invented, down. And that's what I'm saying to myself. Not that will he stay there. Down. Good. Wonderful. He's so precious. He's precious. He's a precious thing. It's something we call giving a whole handful of treats. And I will tell you, that's where I see a lot of people fail too. They either give them like 5 big treats and they've run out, or they're being too stingy with the treats. I'm kind of spacing it out and being very generous. Good. Yay. But that's what I'm thinking to myself. Not, I hope he stays there, not this, that, and the other. I'm going to help him. Down. In. Down. Precious. Down. In. Wonderful. Oh, he's so wonderful. So that actually is the nick on 35. And, and I've got to say to myself, part of what I am saying to myself, and we need to do the whole video about that, is if I'm using the nick as opposed to the pager, I'm going to tell you that you're not going to suffer the placebo effect, and I need to do a whole video about that with the pager, because they're filling the pager. So there's no placebo effect with the pager, unless the collar wasn't on. Wonderful. So what? Good, precious angel. Down. In. Good, precious. Down. Good. So I threw my, oh, you are the most precious dog ever. Oh, he's acting more like a lab every second. Good. Oh, he's the most precious dog ever. He's the most, down. Good. Down. And what I want you to think of is the pager's really just acting as the invisible leash. It's acting as the invisible leash if we were saying the leash was a guide, and if we're saying the leash is a guide, it's not that good. If the leash, if the leash is a guide, I want you to think of it this way, girl. Like, I'm sure they didn't have this when you were a kid, but the can with 2 strings for a telephone. That's the leash as a guide as far as the communication compared to this. And I'm not really doing anything else as far as the healing or anything, just because we're just working on this scene from the movie of his life. All right, I'm going to release him with a little click of the pager. Watch. All through. Yay. So I want you guys, Ricky, if you're watching at home, write that down. There's no placebo effect with the pager. So what I need to be able to say to myself, and he's already thinking about it, but the reason he's not racing over there like he was is because he does know there's going to be a cue. I want to be able to say to myself, Reggie, good, in your place, good, down, wonderful, precious angel of a dog. Ah, he's a precious, precious angel. So what the pager did was push him back, and it had a very fluid way of doing it. I could have done, I want you to understand the same thing with the leash, but if you would have put it in slow-mo, it would have involved the dog's head looking back at the leash. I mean, with sour looks on their face. Precious angel. Down. Good. Good. And that's part of his deal, the proximity. Good, 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 good. Down. Good. Down. In. You precious, precious angel. Oh, he's one of the best we've ever had. Oh, he's one of the best. Get a little zoom in on him. Oh, he's a precious, precious angel. Get a little zoom in so I can show her me kind of pushing him. You know, but he's not questioning it. That's what you've got to say to yourself. I'm going to just go back here to release him. All through. All through. So we never use okay for a release command. In your place, I'm doing the pager, 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 up. Good. And I'll explain that part later, but there's no pager now. The pager, if it does happen, is going to be to push him. And I do need to push him a tiny bit down. I'm going to say when he's going to get the treat is when that other back leg kicks out. Oh, precious, precious angel. Precious, precious. Down. Good. Oh, precious, precious angel. So and that's what it's kind of the reverse of that one. And he's still not on the hip, but we're, again, that's the battle of attrition. I'll tell you how he's doing. He's learning this really, really fast. But it can't be just he runs and does that when he wants to do it. It's got to be, we are the puppet master, not him. Anyway, girl, he's doing great. And he's got a much sweeter look on his face today, don't you think, Summer?
Mm-hmm.
After school today, he was...
It's happy.
Oh, he was being absolutely perfect. Hi, girl.
Yeah.